If you Google Bible verses about courage, Joshua 1:9 will come to the top of the list every time. It's probably the most famous verse on courage in the entire Bible. It says this, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and of good courage? Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord God is with you wherever you go." God gave this instruction to Joshua as he was about to lead the children of Israel into the promised land after the death of Moses. Joshua had a major task at hand. He needed lots of courage and strength, and God gave him this instruction and promise. The first thing about this verse is God gave a command, and it wasn't the first time. Joshua had already been instructed, and God was telling him again the same thing. If you tell your children something 3 or 4 times, it's very serious, right? Second, the verse tells us to be strong. Being strong, how though? How was Joshua going to be strong? Lifting weights? I think there's another definition of strength other than muscle man strength that applies here. Strong can mean to withstand great force or pressure, not crushing, holding up. God knew that Joshua was going to face a lot of forces and a lot of pressure, and he wanted him to hold up through that. What can you do to be strong today? Inner strength. It comes from your heart and it comes from your mind. Are you reading the Bible? Are you meditating on the things that you read in there? Are you praying? Are you taking quiet time? Are you serving others? All of those things, to me, builds strength of heart and strength of the mind, strength that you're going to need if you're going to have courage. If you're first strong, then you can be of good courage. Courage is defined as the ability to do something that frightens you. Very simply put, I think courageous people let determination outweigh their anxiety. So, if you're first strong and then you have courage, next the verse instructs us not to be afraid or dismayed. Don't be scared and don't be distressed, especially when you're going to uncomfortable situations, things that make you nervous, things you've never done before. You're not supposed to be distressed in those situations. And finally, fourth in the verse, we have a promise from God. It's not just an instruction, it's a promise that God is going to be with us. Jesus gave us a similar promise in his last words in the book of Matthew when he promised to be with us always. Practically speaking, what can you do with this? Last time we talked about conflict, and I believe that a lot of conflict exists between people because people fear having a difficult conversation. Is there someone you have conflict with that you really wish you could work it out with? You really wish you could talk it out with? Are you not doing it because you're scared of having the conversation? The Bible tells us in Matthew 18:15 that if someone offends us, we should go to the person. Don't tell your mom, don't tell your friend. Go to the person, just you and them, and tell them that they've offended you. Tell them that you have hurt feelings and try to work it out with them. Are you scared to have those kinds of conversations? You know what it takes? Courage and strength. But remember, God is with you. And if you will trust in the promises of God and work to overcome your fear of difficult conversations, you just might find yourself mending some broken relationships during your 21-day prayer and fasting.